Hey, how old do you think I am? Don't get shy, I won't get sad from your answers. Say whatever you want from 10 to 69, I'll get it. Cause we all know Gen Z look like raisins. And I don't mind it, I even called my social media like that. So my 14-year-old self predicted this and made a lot of people ask why am I a raisin? And somehow a flat earther? You guys in the comments don't get the idea of sarcasm. But do you really think there is something wrong with Gen Z, or is it just a new war between generations? Because I wouldn't lie, mostly it's millennials' opinion.
Apparently, Gen Z is like aging really rapidly.
They're chronically online, depresso stresso.
Well, I don't know because we're the depresso stresso gen.
I think there were.
Yes, we are definitely continuing to develop this conflict between generations. I don't know if this conversation bugs you as much as me. I think I just have some trauma after posting Millennial Core video. But the phrase "no, we are the depresso stresso gen" is kind of funny in this case. I don't know why this is happening, but a lot of people think that they should be proud and feel better than everyone if they lived through a lot of stress. Like, it's the thing they feel competitive about. Oh my god, I almost had a heart attack today when I realized that I haven't written my name on my exam paper. Well, I had something worse today. I was so stressed that I can't believe I need to do it again. Good morning. Like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want this nightmare to end. And don't forget to share it with your friends or I will turn on the alarm again. Thanks.
This girl, her boyfriend posted a video or something. It's gone viral. People were like, how old's your girlfriend? He jokingly was like 42 or whatever. And they're like, oh my god, she looks great. I thought she was like 32. She's 22. So she's like, I'm having a crisis. Like, what? She's beautiful. But she does look old. If I saw her, I would think that we were the same age.
She looks old? I think she was the same age as me. Remember this phrase. I'm not a hater, I just find it funny because that's what she said. And I want you to remember this phrase because millennials become offended after hearing someone say that you're old in your 30s. And if you're interested in what this girl she was talking about looks like, there she is. And that's when millennials started to feel their power. You look older than me and I'm 36. Yet, I'm 29 looking 23. Hahaha. Oh wait, it's not a cool emoji. I thought you were my age. I'm 42. Good for you. I thought she was my age and I'm 92 years old. Yeah guys, use retinol. I actually think that the style and haircuts do the main job of aging. I think a lot of you might have seen that yearbook photos from 90s where a lot of people look kind of mature for their age. But if you add some modern hairstyles and clothing, suddenly they look their age. I think there are a few reasons why people think Gen Z are aging rapidly. Firstly, what should a 23-year-old look like? I personally don't get that image of a typical 20-year-old person in my brain, even though I've eaten to this group age. Millennials can see the difference between 20-year-old and 30-year-old, and it's okay, I can see it too. Honestly, sometimes I can't tell if a person is 8 or 60. Or have you seen kids? I'm not telling the difference between them until they turn at least 11. Why do I feel like I make the situation only worse? And that confusion of ages was actually happening all the time. Let me tell you a story. I have a sister who's 8 years older than me, and every summer we went to the sea with our great parents. So I was around 7 and my sister is like 15. A group of 7 to 8 guys comes to us and asks, is it your sister or your daughter? Because I'm the only one who thinks that you're sisters. And believe me, there is nothing wrong with my sister's appearance. People are just bad with defining age. But a lot of people started to search for the mistakes Gen Z do, because how dare we start to age?
Every time I'm scrolling on TikTok, I'm like, this girl has to be like, she's 35. And then I Google her and most of them are 23. And I'm just like, what? The reason why I think Gen Zs look older than they actually are is because, one, they were influenced in the vape culture. So they started vaping when they were like 12.
Gladly millennials had cigarettes in their childhood, because real smoking is better than vaping. And of course smoking ages people, just like sun and, surprise surprise, time. I think people need to understand more how old Gen Z actually are. The older Gen Z have already turned 27. Don't panic everyone, but we're not kids anymore. So looking for reasons why people look like that is kind of strange for me, especially after a trend appearing where people ask to guess their age.
Okay, I saw this girl that says that Gen Z looks older than they are. How old do you think I am? First, like, how old? I'm about to turn 21. I feel like I still look like I'm 16. I don't know.
Lord, I was giving you grace thinking you were like 32. I said 28 out loud and assumed you would be 23. The fact you just turned 21 is wild. It's so wild that you're so young. You probably should change your ID to make the date of your birth 5 years earlier. What do these people expect after writing this? That this creator was lying about their age? Hello, can I have one ticket for children? Okay, so one adult ticket and one for your kid? Didn't you see that I'm alone here? I am a child. I'm sorry, ma'am, but children's tickets are available only for people younger than 11. I actually think that people couldn't guess someone's age for a long time. Just look at these two pictures. Even though there is a 10-year gap between those photos, I think I could give lady on both of these pictures 20 years old and 30 years old. Because I don't think there is a big difference. The only thing that tells me that she's not a 30-year-old on the first picture is the quality of photo from 2010s. It's not like I'm trying to be mean, I just think she looks great in both of these pictures and kind of the same. Which is not a great compliment for a 20-year-old, but a great compliment for the 30-year-old. But I think this creator wanted to say something different with this post. I don't think we look younger, I just think we look better for our age. And Gen Z is definitely aging too fast. Mom, why didn't you give birth to me a couple years earlier? I wanted to be a never-aging millennial. To be honest, I didn't want to give birth at all. I think millennials look good, but if they're so sure about it, what's the point of arguing and offending?
He guessed she was
28.
28.
Do I look wrinkly to you?
Me, a 28-year-old.
Look, I don't think that people are old in their 30s, but I can understand why people get offended when someone says that they look older than they actually are. Because the fear of aging is very strong in our society. Rapunzel's stepmother made her stay in the tower just to be young. Every famous person older than 25 has done some injections and surgeries to not age. And remember every movie where a woman was crying on her 30th birthday. How should we not be scared of this number if that's what we've been hearing since our childhood? And only when we age we understand that there's actually nothing scary about it. Think about yourself when you were a child. Everyone older than 18 was an elder. Once I asked my mom how she was living without water supply because I thought she was ancient. Now I obviously see people differently. But it doesn't change the fact that people started to get obsessed with smooth faces without a single wrinkle.
Guys, why does Gen Z look so much older than their age? Okay, everyone is talking about that. Do you feel like you look older than your age? These are the questions that you need to be asking yourself. For reference, I'm 32. I don't think I look older than my age. Question number 1, are you putting sunscreen on your face and your chest and your hands every single day? Question number 2, are you also drinking water? And I mean a lot of water.
I think we can all agree that her skin looks gorgeous, but does it change the fact that she's 32? No, she looks great and her advice is not bad. But it doesn't mean that everyone should do this. Because if you express your emotions using a lot of facial muscles, it's not going to change the fact that some mimic wrinkles will appear on your face. And I don't think it's bad. Sometimes when you look at someone's face, you can tell their whole personalities by wrinkles from smiling or raising their eyebrows. I almost feel like we are restricted to age, like it's something bad and forbidden. You know what? Forget what I told you. Gen Z can't compete with millennials and new standards that they made.
I'm gonna say this a little bit louder for the Gen Zers in the back that didn't hear me the last time. Millennials look fantastic for our age, and you cannot tell us otherwise, and the reason why you think we don't look great for our age is because we have set the new standard of what it looks like to age.
Yeah guys, why don't you stop those cells from aging? Haven't you seen the new standards? Now you can't go outside with those wrinkles around your eyes. So gross. I haven't seen Gen Z bully millennials for their age, because what they usually say is, dude, you look your age. Which for some reason is offensive for them. And what are those standards? I mean, our lives has changed a lot in the past 20 years. People are getting married and having kids much later than it was before. Actually, even the average life expectancy has grown. So it's not only something about our appearance, but the lifestyle. And I'm pretty sure that's why a lot of 30-year-olds started to look younger and quite alike to 20-year-olds. But those Gen Z how old do I look videos make me sad for them. A lot of them look much older than me and I'm almost 40. There is no need to be sad, better be happy how great you look. The only thing you're actually doing with your comment is making some people think that they need to change something in them, that they did something wrong, like this woman after getting tons of negative comments. And that's her video response to the comments.
It was the first one I saw that mentioned, do I use retinol or anything? Y'all are gonna hate me. I don't use any skincare, and I never have.
I can see why this woman looks so mature. It's her style, glasses, and some little things that create that image of an older person. But I feel sad how she feels guilty about not using retinol and some skincare. It's obviously good for your skin and can make it remain younger. But haven't we just a couple months ago discussed how obsession with injections and skincare poorly affects us? Yes, I'm talking about Gen Alpha's 4 kids epidemic. And who are the parents of Gen Alpha? Right, millennials. And funny thing, Gen Alpha looks older than they actually are. Unfortunately, retinol is not helping 10-year-olds.
That's my age right for 20 bucks.
23.
Wrong.
24.
Wrong.
22.
I'm 13.
What are you going to say now? That the teenager didn't use enough face creams? Or maybe it's not the problem of aging, but how you see people and how you analyze their behavior and style, which makes that image of a person. When you're 13, the most common skin problem is acne, but nothing like wrinkles. But no, it's a lot better to rely on the opinion of people on the internet who would love to see your angry reaction to their comment.
So apparently Gen Z looks older than they actually are, and there's this trend going around right now where they let their followers guess their age based on how they look, right? And these videos are so brutal, and I'm just like, what do people think about me? Because if you guess I'm 45, I might start my Botox journey.
Girl, why do you care? And if you look your age or older for some people, it's not like you need some Botox. It could be even your clothes or vibe, whatever that means. And people like to say crap online. I think everyone by this time knows it. You want me to tell you a story? Okay. Remember my sister who's 8 years older than me? Back when I was 14, I was walking around with my sister when she met her colleague. And he's like, "Hi, who is that?" And she goes, "Oh, it's my sister. Can you guess her age?" And that was a mistake. Cause he answered, "Well, I suppose she's older than you, so like 32? Have I already said that I was 14? Not 18, not even 20. I do think I look better than before, but not older. Because looking better is not equal to being young. It's not like every person older than 30 turns into a beast. No, they do it only after hearing Harry Potter's song. Anyways, because this trend of guessing someone's age is on its peak, I saw a lot of people whose age was guessed around 40. And I just want to show you that this could mean literally anything and it's not your problem. Both of these creators made video about their age. The first influencer is 36, the second one is 23. Both of them were attacked by comments saying how old they look, even though they were born in different generations and look like complete opposites. You are a smooth 45. Instant as a label false. I thought you were the same age as my mom, who is 57 and looks younger than you. I see wrinkles on your forehead, eye bags, so around 45. You look like in your late 50s. People will find a lot of reasons why you look old or strange or odd. Maybe because they want to feel better, maybe to prove themselves that they look younger or better. I don't know. I think with all examples I've shown you today, we can all agree that no one is aging rapidly. It's just the points of view, and a lot of people just don't understand how people in their 20s or 30s or 50s look. Because there is no standard in biology class. I understand that this image of a non-aging person comes from influencers from Instagram with smooth pulled back faces. But in reality, we age. And of course we all want to stay young, but it's not possible. And the sooner we understand it, the sooner we'll be okay with signs of aging. And please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I am a small creator and it is really important for me. Bye!